Howdy, everybody. Welcome back to Ireland Bound. I know I haven't done a whole lot this summer with the videos and stuff, but it's honestly, it has been so hot that it's just the house that I live in. It's old, it's an old house, and it's not easy to get it cool. And so I spend half my time with my hair here saturated in sweat because I can't cool off this house. And yes, for those who are wondering and who might want to know, I actually have been very actively trying to find somewhere else to live. It's just in the area that I live in, it's really hard because they've got everything ridiculously priced. And when I say ridiculous, I mean really, really, really ridiculously priced. So, oh, sorry, that was me. I accidentally kicked one of the legs here. So, for the time being, I'm kind of stuck here until such time as I can find an affordable place to live. Um, so I have to deal with the heat. And like I said, when you get off of work and you come home and you've been covered in sweat all day and you sit here and you're, like I said, you're in this really hot house and you can't get cooled off. Believe me, doing videos is not a fun thing to do. Um, but enough of that. Enough of my apologies. Now to get on to the video right now. I did a little bit of further research and found a connection that wasn't listed in my DNA with Ireland. But I will get into that. It does, involve my mother's side of the family, as you know. I'll go through and discuss in the video, and man, that hair is wild. Hair's My hair is just wild tonight. It keeps getting caught by the wind. Yeah, you have a lot of fans whenever you don't have good cooling. But anyways, yeah. So like I said, this is my mother's side, which, according to the ancestry DNA, said that I wasn't supposed to have any Irish roots. So we're going to see who it is, and we are going to go in and take a look. So I'm going to get off here. I am going to get y'all into the video and show you where in the ancestry that's at, and I'll see y'all after the video. For those of you who remember back whenever I did my DNA test, there was this part over here, the ethnicity estimate. Okay, I want to come through here because I want to show y'all something. Of course, it showed, where the different parts were from. I'm 40% England and Northwestern Europe, 29% Scottish, 18% Norway, 6% Sweden and Denmark. Okay, now the part that I'm getting down to here is the critical one for me. It was the 4% Irish, which for some reason I was thinking that was 5% originally. It's been a while since I looked at the original stuff, but it said, of course, 4% Ireland. But when I got down here, parent one, parent two, come down to the bottom, um, the Irish was showing just on my dad's side, which is the right hand side of the circle over here. See the section that has the big part of the pink, and then over here the other side has a big section of the blue. The blue, go back up here so you can see the blue is actually the Norway, and then the Ireland is kind of this purple, and then Wales is green. So come back down here, see the purple and the green are both on the right hand side, which was my father's side of it. The blue side was the Norway, which was my mother's side. Now, of course, whenever I saw that, I was a little bit disappointed because I had been led to believe that there was Irish on both sides of my family. Well, I think I have proven that this ethnicity test is not 100% accurate, that there are some flaws, and I'm going to come back here and I'm going to show you why. Now, as y'all remember, this is my tree. This is my relatives and stuff. I got to come back down here a little bit. Now, like I said, my dad's side was the one that was showing that I had the Irish. Okay, I found Irish on that side, but I started looking because I mean, some of the names like McElroy, a few of the others, they very easily could be Irish. So I did some checking. So I'm going to come over here. You see one here that says Alfred H. McElroy. I'm going to hit his up button and go up into his family here. See, I've been doing a lot of research, and even though I haven't, been showing y'all everything, I have actually been doing a ton of research. So we're following the McElroy direction here. We go off here to Stephen McElroy, which is on the left. We go up to John McElroy, which is further left. Then we come way over here to James McElroy. And we pull up his. Then look at that. Ireland. James McElroy was born on November the 12th, 1769 in Ballynahinch, and that down is County Down, Northern Ireland. So, there it is. I did secondary research. I went to other sources and other places looking him up and found pretty much the same thing. In fact, it was some of these other sources that gave the actual name of the town where he was born in, this Ballynahinch. I know that Bally is supposed to be like valley, basically change a V over for the B. It's like Valley of the something. I don't know the Irish naming well enough to be able to tell you exactly what. But yep, there it is. There is Irish on both sides of my family. And of course, come back up here. James McElroy is my fourth great grandfather. Okay, fourth. So that's let's see, that's from grandparents. That would be, he's like fifth behind me here. Fifth down. So there is proof positive. I do have Irish roots. Now, the whole ancestry thing, they've changed some of their stuff, so it's coming up a little bit differently. That's why I have the split screen, is because they are now allowing you to be able to go over and like pull over to look for other things without having to pull out of the section where you get all your information from. So you can now continue to look into places at once. Now, things are still the same in the fact that we still get the green leaf here with our hints. Gonna press that. And let's see, I think this is the one. Yeah, accepted hints. Yeah, I remember something about this. I can't remember. I think this was like death records. Or maybe it was some birth records. Give me just a second. I don't think this is what I was looking for, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this is like people like a town listing. That's what this was. So yeah, see here, this was some of the secondary stuff I was talking about. James McElroy, who is my grandfather. That is. Let me get that a little bit bigger here. So see, McElroy James, born in Coleraine, Ireland. Okay, so this is something from the time, and he is saying he was born in Ireland. Of course, his wife Sarah, and then their kids. Daniel was actually my grandfather. It says born in the town of Coleraine also. So Daniel, it looks like at least, was born there as well. Um, and then, of course, Rebecca, the wife of Daniel. Um, Mary Ann died of, I can't read what that last part is, but here it has basically my third and fourth grandfathers here, and both of them born in the town of Coleraine, Ireland. So here is proof positive, one source here that is saying Ireland. And like I said, this is something that would be from his time. So, yep, James McElroy, born in Ireland. So sometimes some sources aren't that accurate. They don't have all their information. That, like I said, there's a secondary source there that was saying Ballynockland. So it might be like a Providence. Let me pull that back up here. That wasn't supposed to go all the way down. But yeah, so I have, on my mother's side, I now have proof positive that was James McElroy's headstone there. Um, so you find a grave. There's his name again with his birth date and death and stuff. And once again, what does it show? It's showing Ireland. Some of this other stuff doesn't pertain to him, and I haven't had a chance to look through the census yet to make sure of where he was living while he was here in the United States. But yep, that was proof positive right there, Ireland. So there we have it. Cole, either Ballynockland or Coleraine, Ireland. One of the two. But I honestly, considering that he said himself Coleraine, the secondary source might not have been completely accurate. So, when in doubt, go with the one from the time period where it's the person actually saying where they themselves are from. That's my best guess, and well, not guess, but my best hint to give on someone who is looking stuff up. Like I said, sometimes you've got to find original source, and that piece there was an original source. I was trying very hard not to make this one too long tonight because, as a lot of people know, here in Texas in August, it is hot as all get out. And honestly, right now, what I really, really want is to go take a dip in a nice cold river of ice. Oh, I'm so ready for the colder weather. Hopefully, it will make me feel a lot better where I will feel like doing more videos. But yep, so I've now got a place to look for my Irish ancestors. And whenever I make my trip next year, I now have a place that I can go to. But, anyways, I guess that is it for right now. Okay, so there it is. There it is. We now have it. Um, Coleraine, Ireland. So I now have a stop to look at whenever I go to Ireland. Uh, one of the, I mentioned alternate sources to help me find stuff. Uh, One of them that I have used is a thing called Family Search. And of course, it gives things like a brief history, who the person was when they were born, where they were born, which is really important in what I'm doing, kids, stuff like that. But you come down here even further, and in this particular one, they had one that I thought was kind of interesting, and this was world events that happened during James McElroy's life. Uh, and they had several of them. Um, like, for instance, when he was 7 years old, Thomas Jefferson did the Declaration of Independence. course, also too, at the same time, they gave the declaration. America gave the declaration to the king and said, "Hey, we're done with you. We're divorcing you. We're going to be our own free country." So he was 7 years old at that time. There was a thing called the Shays Rebellion, which involved, once again, America and the Constitution rights, making the Constitution, Louisiana Purchase. But the one that caught my attention, 1803. Got it circled right there so that way you can see it. 1803, he was 34 years old, says Ohio was the first state admitted to the Union from the Northwest Territory. Wow, the Northwest Territory there. So he died in Ohio. So kind of, you know, you get the sense that he was really an adventurer. Because when you stop and you think about it, you know, he came from Ireland, he came to America, he met and married his wife, and then they go from living, you know, in the original colony areas to all of a sudden living out in Ohio. You know, you kind of a groundbreaker there, going out where there wasn't people and doing the America's manifest destiny. Took me a moment. It's been a few years since I was in school. I couldn't remember that term, but yeah. So he went all the way from Coleraine, Ireland. Okay, Coleraine, small little town up near the northern coast, you know, the far, 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 far north, you know, edge of Ireland. A small little community, nice little area, which is, you know, just like a short ways from Londonderry, which actually, in my family history, Londonderry plays an important role, but that's something I will get into at another time. So he goes from Coleraine, Ireland. He comes all the way over here to America. He meets and marries his wife. They're, I think it was the Pennsylvania area that they started out in, um, or Delaware. I kind of get a little bit. I don't have that information right in front of me at the moment. And then they end up in Ohio. So that's, yes, that's one of my kitty cats there. That's the very notorious Kingsford. He likes to make appearances. Anyway, so like I said, he goes from Ireland to, like I said, I believe it was Philadelphia, and then he moves out to Ohio, and that's where he ends up dying at. You know, so I mean, like I said, he was quite the adventurer, like a certain black kitty cat that likes to make himself known in my videos. So he like I said, he was an adventurer. He was someone who was not afraid to go somewhere, because I mean it takes a lot of guts to leave your home country to go, especially back then, to go halfway around the world, or at least what seemed like halfway around the world, to a new country that is basically an infant country. Because I mean he was 7 years old when America signed the Declaration of Independence. 7. You know, he most likely he was probably maybe a young adult whenever he came over. So he was 17, 18 years old. He meets and marries a wonderful woman who becomes one of my great ancestors. I had 4 or 5 time great grandmother, you know, and they go out to Ohio. So, you know, like I said, he was a bit of an adventurer, apparently. But it was men like him and women like her that helped to build America into what it is now. So, anyways, I thought that y'all would enjoy, since my whole channel has been called Ireland Bound, actually seeing 100% proof positive that I have some Irish roots. I mean, the DNA said that there was a little bit, but sometimes trying to get to that little bit can be a little daunting, especially when you're sitting there going through so many records and looking at so many different things. I mean, it's not like one or two things you look at, and you go with it. I mean, sometimes you're really searching some of these records, and after a while, your mind starts going numb because you forget, what did I just look at? Who were we talking about? You know, um, and of course, Ancestry, as you've seen, they've updated their app and changed it a little bit, and it's actually going to make some of it easier to do because with having the split thing there where I can look at the tree and look at the information at the same time, it's going to make some of my work a little bit easier. I'm not going to have to keep pulling out of information to verify other stuff. So, like I said, it's just a process, but Coleraine, Ireland, up in the northern part. So, um, it's someplace that I am going to visit. And like I said, there's also a family connection to Londonderry, so it kind of makes me wonder at some point if these two parts of the family hadn't maybe crossed paths since they were both in Northern Ireland. But like I said, well, that'll be one of my stops that I make when I go to Ireland next year. It's going to be slightly more than a year from now, like 14 months, I think. August, September, October. Yep, just about 14 months. I know you say it and you're thinking, oh man, 14 months, but it's going to pass pretty quickly and we will be on our way over there and I will get to show you the land of my ancestry, the land that birthed some of my family members. Of course, with finding out that James McElroy was from there, and I have also found his father, whose name was Henry, and his mother, um, Hannah Broom. That was her name, Hannah Broom. So found both of them there, and they're both from Ireland. So at least two generations from there and from that area. So like I go, maybe I'll find some more of the Brooms. There might be some of the McElroys. Who knows? But anyway, so I will let you go for now. I'm trying not to make this too long of a video. And I hope to see y'all later. Have a good day. Bye.